Okay, guys, welcome back. Today we have one hell of a show for you. We are approaching actually hitting yearly all-time highs for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And today I'm going to show you guys what is possibly the easiest play in all of crypto and the narrative to come. And we have some altcoin gems for you at the end of the show, plus a whole lot of other alpha and some hilarious moments. So if you're excited to have Rupert, who's rocking the Bitcoin logo always. Say hi, Rupert, everybody. See, there you go, Bitcoin. Rupert's got his Bitcoin. Say hello, hello, guys. Hey, guys, just do a favor, like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Smash the like button if you like me. If you think Rupert is cute. Rupert is cute. Rupert is cute. Okay, okay, Rupert, that's a good job. Now you can maybe just switch the screens for me, Rupert? Yeah, okay. We'll see what he does. Anyway, without further ado, guys, let's jam on jelly roll into this show here. So as you can see right now, we got Bitcoin smashing the annual all-time highs of the year. We haven't seen this level. This is the daily chart since, God, I think it's been like December 2021, right? Like, or something like that. November, late November 2021. Amazing. We are rocking, Rup. We are rocking. Ethereum, as you guys can see, Ethereum also making annual all-time highs here. And as you can see, guys, this is what I was talking about. We'll get more into Ethereum in just a bit here, but as you can see, I have opened up a long 5x, not crazy leverage, but I don't think that we're going to get back to 2,500. I think this is going to continue as we come into the potential Ethereum ETF in May. And as you can see, last week on the 23rd, another big day on Friday for the inflows, $232 million of net inflows. Unbelievable. And a very, 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 very small day of outflows for GBTC. Incredible. And today we're seeing massive volume. And, volume doesn't say anything for inflows or outflows, but we're seeing massive, massive volume on first couple hours of trading, over $1 billion in trading volume. So that suggests that maybe, what do you think he has to say, Ruby? Yeah, guys, buy everything. This is financial advice. This is not Kyle speaking. This is Rupert speaking, and I can say whatever I want. Telling you, if you don't have all your monies in crypto, you're stupid, because fiat is dumb and going to zero, and obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to the moon. Okay, now back to Kyle, who not allowed to give financial advice. Okay, so big day. Now, as you can see, if we are graced with another pre-halving pullback, it might be your last opportunity to get in the goods while they're cheap. But I wouldn't be counting on it, guys. This is historical data here. And, we can look at charts and all this stuff. But to say that this bull market is going to act like the last ones when we didn't have institutions popping off clips left and right into the market, I don't know. Are you hoping for one small little, like this is a small pullback. Remember this one right here, which we had here, which was like 22%, I think, after the ETF approval. Look how small this is in comparison. So we're talking like 5% or something like that. I personally think that whether you're, if you're sitting on the sidelines right now with waiting to get a better price in Bitcoin or ETH, you might be waiting for eternity, guys. So Bitcoin halving, depending on where you look, it's either 52 or 54 days, but the same date. And how ironic, well, this one says 20, now it says the 20th. So this is all on block time, right? But how amazing if we get the Bitcoin halving on 420. I mean, it doesn't get much more crypto than that, does it? So that would be incredible. Okay, just make sure I have the right camera on, you guys. Okay, so BTF holdings over time. So we're watching the new 9 ETFs buy 10,000 Bitcoin a day. If you think $500,000 is impossible, you just haven't thought through the consequences of an inelastic supply curve and a massive demand shock for ETF approval. So what you're seeing here is cumulative holdings here of Bitcoin amongst the asset managers minus GBDC, apparently. So, yeah, I remember, guys, 900 new Bitcoin created every day right now. And around 420, April 20th, that gets reduced to just 450. So DeFi Man says that, you get to follow DeFi Man? Big short squeezes happening at the moment. Also big Coinbase premium indicating the ETF inflows are substantial for today, probably around 400 to 500 million at this pace. Still think we would need some positive news across the $53,000, $54,000 level with strength. Remember when I told you guys kind of about like sales cycles within firms and institutions, right? Because I've been in sales a lot in my life. And some days you got amazing days, some days you've got smaller days, and it doesn't mean that things are slowing down. You know, like when I was selling gym memberships or selling cell phones, like some days you'd have zero sales, right? And it would just suck. Or sometimes you knew that you could get some sales done if you just called the right people when you really needed to boost your numbers as a sales representative. Maybe there's a big bonus that week, or they're doing a competition within the firm, or whatever the case may be. So who knows? Like they could have been banking for a big week. Maybe this week, you know, they have a big competition amongst the sales representatives. You don't know, right? You don't know. That's the point. But big day today, it looks like, because huge green candles. And as you can see, MicroStrategy acquires an additional 3,000 Bitcoin at $155 million at an average price of 51,813. So they ain't stopping, right? And as Michael Saylor always says, he'll be famously known for always buying the top. And I just want to point out to you guys real quick, because I talked about this before in previous ones, but like I was going to create a new wallet and show you all the stuff, and that was just a lot of work. I might as well just show you what's actually going down. There's no hiding this stuff here. It's, you know, my tax authorities already know and all this good stuff. So, so basically what I do is the same thing Michael Saylor does here. And here's some alpha for you if you're interested in doing the same thing that I am, right? And you have to be careful because this is another form of leverage, but so is what Michael Saylor is doing, right? Remember when Bitcoin was going way down and people were like, oh, Michael Saylor will get, liquidated at so-and-so price. Well, it's the same kind of idea here, but as you can see, what I did in the earlier days when I started doing this like a year ago or something, when asset prices were much, much, much lower, you can, if you guys have been following my channel for a long time, you know that I've been talking about this this looping method here on AAVE. So I just want to take a minute to talk to you guys about it, how it works. So you can see here that I have as collateral wrapped Bitcoin, ETH, and Link. And I've got, all in all, my collateral is $5 million. And I've borrowed so far 2.34 million. And what I do with this is I don't go out and buy it and do degen stuff with it because that's dangerous. What I do with it is I borrow, as you can see, like this is just an accident, it's 86 cents worth of wrapped Bitcoin. But really I've borrowed $2.34 million of stablecoin, and I've used that over the past year or something, to buy more Bitcoin and Link and Ethereum. And then what I do is I then take that and I resupply it as additional collateral. And yeah, the APY is quite high. So I'm paying right now, net APY is almost 15% a year. But if you believe that your assets are going to increase more than 15% a year, it makes sense to do this. And this is Michael Saylor's strategy as well. I think he's getting better rates as he's borrowing from like more institutional lenders, probably paying 6% or something. But this fluctuates for me, right? And on day-to-day basis, you can see that this, if you go to, let's say, what's the high? I borrowed the most of USDT right now, and you can go details. You can see that the variable rates over time, let's see, over the last year. And you can see that really it's, so that's supply APY, let's say borrowing APY here. So you can see that like most of the time, it's actually fairly low. The average here is 7.57%. I am okay with 7.5%. It gets higher as, of course, there's more demand for these assets to be borrowed, and that incentivizes people to pay them back. But I just thought I'd show you guys this because it's very, very interesting to do. And it has allowed me to significantly increase my Bitcoin holdings and my Ethereum holdings and my Link holdings without having any additional capital. I just put my assets as collateral, borrow a stablecoin to buy more, add them back as newly purchased assets as more collateral, and then you have to be careful about this this health factor here, because if it gets to 1 or below, then they can start liquidating your assets and repay your collateral here, and that could be a bummer because usually that happens directly at a low point, like a black swan or something. So understand how to do this. There's plenty of documentation here in AAVE. If you guys are interested in me making a video exclusively on how to do looping on AAVE, let me know in the comments below. I will consider doing a video like that. So as you guys can see, back to Ethereum as the market plays out here. And yeah, I am up. And if you guys want to join our trading group where there are much more sophisticated and better traders than me helping the group to make insane gains, I've showed you guys on the last video as well. The instructions are in the description below on how to join the VVIP group. It costs absolutely nothing. I drop alpha in there, drop private sales, we drop trading tips, and it's just generally a very helpful community, like insane. I think there's like 70,000 messages in the general chat. There's a bunch of sub chats and stuff like that too. Very, very cool. Very, very proud of that group. So as you can see, ETH, this was made yesterday, printed the highest weekly candle in 98 weeks. So ETH is looking very bullish, and that's why with the looming ETF, and we'll show you a little bit more in just a second here. So yeah, now breaking multi-year downtrend on the 1 week, swept May 22 lows, ETH obituaries on the timeline, restaking heating up, ETH ETF speculation, Uniswap potential switching on fees, ETH and ETH shitcoin rotation is probably upon us. And you can see this chart that Will drew up here, over here, Will Clemente, breaking this trend line, Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Today, though, of course, we have Bitcoin up 3.48% and Ethereum, so it's pretty close. But overall, all in all, the Bitcoin Ethereum pairing is favorable to ETH, and we're starting to see ETH trend right now. So ETH is a base asset around which all relative valuations in this market are tethered. It says 10 delta. The higher ETH goes, the higher valuation ceilings for all your coins. Dream bigger, and we are dreaming very big. 0x JPEG says, ETH in its current spot feels like where Bitcoin was in its early mid-November, 2 months out from spot ETF decision. And we're also February, March, April, May. We're about 2.5 months away from the ETH ETF decision. But basically what he's saying is, you can see here is the Bitcoin chart around the 6th of November, and versus the chart here, yes, it looks very, very similar. Where we are now, and that is that Bitcoin ran another 30% from then until the local ETF tops. So the equivalent would put ETH just under $4,000, which is 30% on my 5x long would give me 150% profit. Be pretty happy with that. Of course, I think it's going to run much, much higher in the bull run, especially if this ETH ETF is approved. We're going to start to see a bunch of inflows. Of course, we're going to have to look for, is there GBDC or GETH toxicity? I don't know the answer to that. We're gonna have to look if there's a Grayscale Ethereum trust, and if it could be as toxic as a Bitcoin one. We'll have to look into that. I don't know the answer right now. But again, same chart, said different ways. But I just want to remind you guys of how ludicrous some of these valuations are. So we haven't seen anything yet. Remember, remove that term from your vocabulary of it's already pumped, right? Because Doge went up 10x in a day on January 2021. It was already at $1 billion coin. Theta went from 1 billion to 12 billion in 3 months, a 12x for a multi-billion-dollar market cap coin. So when we see these things right now, we're identifying like potential gems at a couple 100 million or 100 million, or one that I'm about to show you, it's about 20 million. Just because we see them right now and it's pumped 25% or 50% in the past, couple days or a week or whatever, doesn't mean that it doesn't have insane room to run here in the upcoming altcoin season. We haven't even seen altcoin season. We're not there yet, guys. We're not there yet. Attention still predominantly on Bitcoin, and your odd little ends and in, here and there. Like I told you guys, Crown up like what 9x or 10x since I told you guys about it, 9x, 8x, something like that. So there are gems, and that's what we're trying to do on this channel here, is show you guys the gems that are going to run. Right now, we're trying to outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum on this channel, and I think we've done a pretty good job. If you guys have been doing trades with us, picking up these gems, destroy that like button if you haven't already. Filecoin reached at some point an FDV close to 400 billion. ICP launched at 250 billion. Axie went from 200 million to 10 billion in 5 months. Its FDV was 43 billion at the top. Gala reached 5.4 billion at its top, while it was a 5 million market cap project at the beginning of 2021. Intel, which I'd never even heard of before, I don't know where I was, sleeping or something. Market cap went from 10 million to 30 billion and 300x in 5 months, guys, just to show you how ridiculous this market is about to get. And the goal here is to show you guys the alpha before we get to that, so you get to ride that juicy money-making machine. Now, as I've talked about many times, and I told you guys the entry price for Banana was between 5 and 6 million, now sitting at a cool 61.28 million, generating $665,000 a week in revenue, right? And so Chad Caff says, Banana ranks 12th in 7 days fees and revenue. Every other project on this list has tokens that are $1 billion market cap upwards. I'm telling you guys, Banana still crazy. And GameFi starting to move as well. Quite, I actually just got a test of this amazing tool, this AI tool called Kaito that I will be using and integrating more into the shows. But surprisingly, like, the sentiment hasn't really kicked up too much around gaming yet. So I will show you that on another show. But some prices reflect, if you were in the right picks, you could have made out like a bandit. Again, showing you guys here Crown. Been talking about this recently. First told you guys about it 30 cents. So I guess right now it's about 6x from 5.5, 6x from what I told you, not 8 or 9. That was maybe yesterday, day before. As you can see, it peaked out almost at $2. That would have been 9. And Becker over here, shilling Crown, but it wasn't him that, as he goes into to explain down here, it wasn't him that pumped it. It's because all the stars were aligning for something like this to happen. Now, this one is something I just bought into today, and there's a game not yet listed on Binance or Bybit, listed recently on Epic Games, still under 20 million market cap, has partners below, pretty good partners, Animoca, Merit Circle or Beam, Gate, Shima, Binance Smart Chain, Binance NFT, Moonrock, etc., etc. And here is a trailer. You can see it here on the Epic Game Store.
It's bedtime, baby.
So the game is actually set to launch soon, and okay, now it's at $22 million market cap. Still good. Like literally, I just bought this at 19.5. So, so still very, very good. I'm starting to see a lot of discussions around this. But again, guys, it's $22 million market cap for. Again, let me just remind you of this ludicrous action over here. Axie went from 200 million, which is still 10x from where Bad Mad Robots are. I'm not saying it's going to become this, right? But just showing you how insane these valuations can absolutely get here. So here's Crypto Kaduna saying, here's my investment thesis for Metal on Polygon. Bad Robots isn't your average crypto game or play to earn BS. Their aim is to become popular in esports, targeting real gamers, not crypto bros. If you're familiar with League of Legends, you should know that the revenue model, they became famous because of the streamers and esports teams competing for large prizes. The game gained a lot of players. It's free to play game, but players have the option to buy characters and skins. That's how they make money. And yeah, there's just been, so basically targeting your traditional audience. Now, guys, Aether Games. So right now, we opened this is for paid ignition. We opened the the early access pool, like 7 hours ago. And right now, 45% has been completed. This is the pool where if you're staking 75,000 paid tokens, you get to chill, right? And so we did this intentionally so that people who have this early access don't have to like sit there and fight for first come, first serve. Whatever is left, so there's $800,000, almost 400,000 of the 800,000 has been sold in this. There's still 17 hours left in this early pool. I'm not sure where this will get, but whatever is left over from here comes in open pool. And then in 17 hours and 20 minutes from the time of filming, probably 15 hours, but it's basically, I think 11 a.m. UTC time tomorrow, anybody can participate. You don't have to have any paid tokens. You just come and join open pool. It's on Polygon. And guys, the market cap of this thing that starts out is like $2.5 million. They have a partnership with one of the biggest movie studios, and not just like a fluffy la-di-da partnership. This is a real partnership where the exclusive IP rights for Wheel of Time, which is like the #1 Amazon Prime show that is massive and has IP and has like 100 million novels or whatever. Yeah, they just announced this partnership exclusively where the card game, Cards of Eternity, is going to be the Wheel of Time official game, official IP. All Wheel of Time animation, movies, like all this kind of stuff is going through Aether Games. This is legit. And it's starting market cap at $2.5 million, guys. And you get 20% of your tokens at TGE, which is March 7th. So in about 10, 12 days from now. And yeah, anyone can come participate, guys. Anybody. You just come to ignition.paynetwork.com and it's on Polygon. You have to have USDC in your wallet. And when this early pool opens up, game on, baby. Game on. So very, very bullish on this. Not financial advice, but like $2.5 million market cap. Duh. Okay, and now Rayan over here talking about Uniswap and how big this fee switch is. I have been saying forever that these protocols, I've always made fun of like kind of the Uniswap token because it didn't have any utility. But now there's this governance vote to turn on the fee switch, which has always been there. The fee switch has always been there. And Rayan thinks that this is going to set off a new revolution in DeFi 1.0. And I'm not so sure about it. It definitely will give more value it'll actually give real value to the token. And I kind of speculated in the past that the valuation of Uni, for example, was either just people who didn't understand how value accrual happened within tokens, or were anticipating that one day the fee switch would be turned on, and it looks like it potentially might now. Now there's some discussion on over here. Gabriel Shapiro, who's a lawyer, says, I'm so confused by this as why what Uni is doing would change anything. The law hasn't changed one iota, and there's no special sauce to their new strategy. Maybe just finally hired a lawyer who isn't a moron. It only took them 4 years. So another thesis that I had here too, other than the moron thesis, was that potentially what they wanted to do was amass a huge user base and secure themselves as like the #1 exchange, right? #1 DEX. And when they did, because this fee switch has always been in, when they felt confident that they had kind of dominated the market and the majority of liquidity was in Uniswap, they might switch on the fee switch, right? And if they do, this will actually bring real utility and fee share generation to Uniswap token holders, which could be a big thing. Also, it could lead other governance tokens, which are useless pretty much, to real yield. And I just want to say that this is what paid has done too. So if you guys haven't checked out the wiki, I suggest that you do. Let me just, because so paynetwork.com, and then you go to here, circular token utility, circular economy. Like what we've done here is exactly what people are talking about right now. It's like real yield, right? And so it's worth a read to go and read this circular economy, how the fees collected, right? The fees collected because there is a 10% fee that you pay for participating here, but it's not like it goes to us, right? It doesn't go to us, it doesn't go to the team, it goes in the token economy. And so you will see this big buyback essentially from that 10% that is accumulated through the fees. And so if you're staking paid, like it's a good thing, right? If you're staking paid, it's a good thing. And as we start to work with early founders and launch more IDOs, we're gonna also be doing airdrops. And so everything is built into a circular token economy, which is extremely bullish for everyone who's a paid community member. Plus, we've been earning fees for the 2% stake and unstake, and that is being generated for the community fund, which we'll be launching quite soon as well, where those fees will actually be used to invest in our projects, and those returns come back into buying more paid token on the open market. So it will be a revenue generating machine. And like I talked about Banana Gun, I definitely expect, now this has nothing to do with, I can't talk about token price at all on my channel, but I expect, in 2021, when things got heated up, Paid was launching 5-6 projects a week, right? And this bull run, we're targeting much larger raises, and we didn't have the revenue generation model built in back then, and now we do. And so, right, so if we just raise to look at some of these other things, like how much revenue Frax is generating, right? Like $106,000 and it's valued at $900 million, or like OpenSea, like this is nothing, right? Like, or let's take the Maker, right? $3 million. So if Paid is doing, if it does $30 million in fundraisers a week, which I expect that we will be doing in the prime of the bull run, the revenue generation just from the crowdfunding will be $3 million. And you can see what something like Maker is valued at. So real APY is a real thing that I'm very, very bullish on, and we designed the token economic model around that. Same with Commonwealth. So if you guys aren't following both Paid Network and Commonwealth, I suggest that you guys go do that. It would be a good idea, as I believe these are two of the best projects in crypto, hands down. Of course, I'm biased because I'm part of the founding team, but look at Bitboy go! Bitboy. Look at his face. So just some weekend drama. And of course, Altcoin Daily over here taunting the...
If George St. Pierre and Boss Rutan tried to buy crypto, these are complex mechanisms that are difficult to understand. This guy might get killed if he doesn't get his hand off me. These are incredibly, seriously, get the fuck off me. These are incredibly difficult things to comprehend, and those guys don't know how to fight. If George St. Pierre...
All right, guys, and that's going to wrap it up for today. I will catch you guys tomorrow. See you later.